Thanks for joining me today. My name is Stephanie Wilson, and we are going to go over collective bargaining today. What is collective bargaining? At work, you may notice if there's a dispute between an employee and an employer, we'll use collective bargaining to meet in the middle. There's 5 steps to collective bargaining: preparation, discussion, proposal, bargaining, and the final agreement. There's many benefits to collective bargaining. This is a healthy way for an employer and an employee to both get what they need in order to have a healthy relationship. Phase 1, preparation. This is where you'll find the representatives that are going to represent what you want. The preparation phase can start months before the actual negotiation. This is also where you will decide whether you need to move on with the negotiation. You may be able to give each other what you need in that moment, and then your problem is resolved. Phase 2, discussion. The representatives are going to sit down and meet. They'll go over ground rules, and they'll mention what they want. Here the parties decide, and they agree upon the rules that they are going to abide by. It's important in the discussion phase to find a mutual trust and build a relationship so this can be a positive experience for both parties. Phase 3, proposal. Both representatives are going to put their opening statements out there and possibly bring suggestions on how this can be resolved. This phase involves the initial opening statements. This will all be recorded and written down. This is also the brainstorming stage. Both parties will come together and try to find a resolution. Phase 4, bargaining. Collective bargaining is all about give and take, and this is where it's put into play. The bargaining stage is where all the negotiations take place. If somebody wants something and the other wants something else that may conflict, each can compromise. And this is the stage where all these agreements take place. Phase 5, the final agreement. Hopefully at this point, everybody has come to terms with what both parties want and have agreed upon something. The final agreement phase is where a consensual agreement is reached. Everything is written down, and at this point is where the agreements have become a contract and will be signed by each party. The history of collective bargaining. Collective bargaining started in 1891 by Sidney Webb, an economic theorist. Collective bargaining has helped us in many, many ways. Wisconsin was actually one of the first states to allow it, and nurses used it quite often, starting in 1946, and then teachers in 1960. A lot of people have used this. Eleanor Roosevelt, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and even Ronald Reagan. They've set the stage for us to use collective bargaining for a healthy way for negotiations to occur. Thank you for joining me. I'm Stephanie Wilson, and I hope you've enjoyed today.